We'll begin with the coverage by WDSU TV News of the lynching of accused Negro rapist Mack Charles Parker in Poplarville, Mississippi, which is about 100 miles from New Orleans. The story broke early in the morning of April 24th. The first telephoned tip reached WDSU newsman Bob Foz at his home at 2:30 in the morning. Foz immediately got hold of cameraman Mike Lalla, and within 2 hours, they were in Poplarville, arriving well before any other broadcast newsman. Parker had been dragged from his jail cell by a band of masked men. He had been awaiting trial on charges of raping a white woman. At the jail, the news team filmed the interior of the cell block where Parker was seized and then interviewed two of the prisoners who witnessed Parker's abduction.
There's another door out here. How did they get that open?
With the key.
And how did they know how to work the machinery?
I don't know, sir. I mean, he asked me where was it at. After he insisted, I told him where did it.
You showed them where the levers were that opened these cell doors?
Yes, sir. That door there.
And when they opened that door, they came in here, and what happened then?
Well, they started after Parker.
Was there a fight?
Yes, sir, they started fighting.
Did Parker put up a pretty good fight?
I don't know, sir. It was dark in here, and we was all on the other side over there, but he ran out afterward over there nearby us, and we stood running from him, and they began fighting over there.
These cells are connected. Some one of you fellows could have helped him last night. Did anybody try to help?
No, sir, because it was other dangers.
And what did they do to Parker, or what did Parker do to them? I understand there was a fight.
Yes, sir, they sort of whipped him a little.
Was he bleeding when he left?
Yes.
Was he shouting?
No, sir, he wasn't shot.
Did he ask any of you fellows for help?
Yes.
Did anybody help him?
No, sir.
Why not?
Well, too dangerous, I think.
Other persons interviewed on the morning of the lynching included Sheriff O.W. Moody and Pearl River District Attorney Vernon Broom.
Sheriff, has anything like this happened in the county before?
Back 40 years ago and more, we had a couple of lynchings. Way back, I guess, 50-odd years ago, had one, and maybe 40 some odd years ago.
But nothing in recent years?
No, we haven't had anything. People don't want anything like that. I've heard it discussed quite a bit. They want them to have a trial, they want them to have a fair trial, and it's been discussed quite a bit. And now and then you'd hear from some party. It seemed to be some more or less ignorant person that might start something, but I'd trace it down and usually find where it come from, talk to the party and tell him that we didn't live in that age now, that things like that didn't go on, and as far as I was concerned, it would not go on as long as I was sheriff. If it took the National Guard and all the highway patrol or anything that I needed to call in, well, we were not going to have it, and if any man pulled this and could be identified, that the world would know it.
And, of course, if he's found dead, not only would it be a kidnapping, it would also be a murder charge.
How close has your contact been with the FBI agents on this case? Is there anything you can tell us about their search?
Well, I can only tell you that they are continuing their search. They are getting all the help and assistance from the state of Mississippi that our state can possibly furnish. We're cooperating with them at every stage and every level of state government. Governor Coleman, the Highway Patrol, every agency that we have at our disposal has offered their help and assistance to the FBI, and it is a coordinated effort that's being made.
At 4:30 in the afternoon on the same day Parker was dragged from his jail cell, WDSU TV News put on a special program on the lynching. The film you have just seen was part of that program. Our newsmen stayed on the scene for a week reporting on developments. Film and direct beeper reports were used on all newscasts during this period. Then on the afternoon of May 4th, Parker's body was found floating in the Pearl River near Poplarville. The body was taken to Bogalusa, Louisiana. A news team sped there, got a report from the FBI agent in charge of the case, and filmed the scene as Parker's body was removed by a hearse to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. At Lumberton, Mississippi, 30 miles from Poplarville, other WDSU TV newsmen visited the house where Parker had lived. There on the front porch where Parker's family had gathered, a newsman interviewed the mother of the lynch victim.
Mrs. Parker, when is the last time you saw Mack Charles?
I saw him Monday before last. It was on the 13th down at Poplarville.
And what was the occasion for that meeting?
I don't know, sir.
What were you doing in Poplarville?
Well, his lawyer told me to come down, and I was expecting the trial was going to be.
And you visited Mack Charles in his cell?
No, sir, I visited him there in the courtroom.
Did he express any fears to you that something like this might happen?
No, sir, he didn't.
Did he talk to you anything about what happened on the night of February 26th when the crime allegedly occurred?
No, sir, he didn't.
What did you two talk about in the jail cell or in the courtroom last week?
I asked him, did he do it, and he told me, Mother, no, I didn't.
Every angle of the Parker case was covered by WDSU-TV News. When Parker's body was brought from Bogalusa to a funeral home in Hattiesburg, a news team followed. At the funeral home, the news team filmed these scenes as Parker's family sat in mourning. Parker, had he lived, would have been tried by a jury in Poplarville. On the day that the jury was impaneled to hear other cases, WDSU-TV was in the courtroom as Judge Sebe Dale, who would have presided at Parker's trial, spoke about the case.
It has opened the floodgates of hell and hate upon us, and no people will ever be subjected to the torrent of abuse and that we will be subjected to over our nation. I am convinced this morning, and I stick to that and going to stick to it until it is shown otherwise, that what has occurred has not been at the instigation of the people of our county. I just don't believe the people of Pearl River County are responsible for it, and I won't believe it until I've been shown that conclusively.
The news staff of WDSU-TV also broke the exclusive story of the FBI report on the Parker lynching, a story picked up by the Associated Press and United Press International and credited to the station. And later in this presentation, you will see an editorial we broadcast on the Parker case. More information on both of these aspects can be found in the written material accompanying this presentation.
Put that gun away! Ow! This is serious business. Yes, sir. You gotta tell me the truth, boy.
Now, don't you lie now.
Did you rape Fanny Taylor?
Rape? That's right. Rape.
No. You know who did?
I don't know nothing, Mr. Walker.
You know who did?
You're lying. Go. You're lying.
About 3 weeks ago, a masked mob broke into the local jail and seized Mack Parker, a Negro who had been accused of raping a white woman. It was 2 days before his trial. His body was put in an automobile and taken down this highway. It was later found in the Pearl River nearby. During the past week, the streets of towns in Pearl River County, Mississippi, have been buzzing with the quiet, prodding questions of the FBI as they continue their painstaking investigation into the Parker kidnap murder case. Sometimes they seem to be opening up new avenues of inquiry. Sometimes they're just covering the same ground repeatedly, hoping that some new bit of evidence will come to life. The citizens of this typical small-town South are united in at least one feeling. They wish that the case would come to some conclusion so that their area could settle back to its sleepy existence and get out of the spotlight of world attention. Several local citizens under surveillance have found the constant FBI attention a nerve-wracking experience. The people here seem to feel that if anyone is brought to trial in the Mack Parker kidnap murder case in this courthouse and with a local jury, a guilty verdict would never be returned. This is the same building which housed Negro Mack Parker on the night that he was taken by the masked mob from the unguarded jail on the second floor. Some 20 to 40 FBI agents have just moved their headquarters into this air-conditioned building away from the main street. Although they were reported unofficially to have been about to arrest 4 men a few days ago, no arrests have yet been made. The agents seem to be getting very little cooperation from the local people as their investigation of the Mack Parker kidnap murder case moves into the long, hot summer. This is news film correspondent Richard Bate in Poplarville, Mississippi.
Well, after the fight now, did they drag him out of here? What'd they do with him?
Well, they dragged him out, and he went out hollering for Monday. He steady hollering Monday.
Why was he yelling for you?
I don't know, sir. He was asking me whether I was going to let him do him that, but...
Was he still alive when he
Yes,
was...
sir. He was alive.
Was he beat up pretty bad? Could you see
Well,
him?
he was pretty bloody. I don't know definitely how bad he was beat, but I knew he was pretty bloody.
And the law requires that he and his attorney be present in court at the drawing of that.
Now, if you catch the people who did this, do you intend to prosecute them?
Certainly. I don't think there's any better law enforcement agents in the world than the FBI, and they're here with the statement that they intend to stay that's cleared up.
I don't have anything against those people. I gave them all that I know, all that I can.
Well,
Anybody, and I'm not going to start it now.
Jeff, let me ask you, what do you want now? They tell me you're one of the FBI's number 1 suspects in this thing. Is that right?
That's what I've been told by some of them, but I was clashed by 11 men that I was number 1 suspect.
Who were these 11 men, do you know?
I don't know any men that around that would give any such report or could give any such report. I think it's a makeup more than anything else.
I see. Did they ask you where you were the night that this Mack Parker was taken from the jail?
Yes, they asked me to establish my identity, and I give this reply. I had already talked to 2, and on a Friday afternoon I gave this reply that if there were any legal procedures against me, then I'd establish my whereabouts.
But you didn't do it. You haven't done it yet for them?
No.
Oh, I see. Do you want to tell me whether or not tell the television here whether or not you had anything to do with it, or?
I did not, and I don't know anyone that would. In fact of the business, I don't believe there's a man in Pearl River County that had anything to do with it.
Stop it! A white woman was beat and raped by a colored boy. And you want to tell her husband or children that this boy don't have to pay for that? Huh? Supposed to uphold the law. Oh, law. Whose law? Nigger law? You want nothing but a damn chicken farmer. Still gave that stupid badge. You won't get reelected? Huh? You won't get reelected? Leave me alone. Leave it be. Leave me alone. I got your watch, Chef Gordon. I got your watch.
It's time to come again. Summertime and springtime gone again. Anything test, anything can drop. Tell him the blood must be run, blood must gone fi run. If a sound test, I tell him road boy cock. But them 9mm taking the non-TikTok. You don't test me now. You don't try me now, now, now. Stand your high, stand your high. Let them come, tell them me murder them. Do them know the done, man I run on dim. Do them know that we no take back no shot. And me cock back me 4-5 liquor shot. Tell another sound boy me this a must pop a shot. In them face, in them back, tell him me must fall back. Ooh. Tell him run go away, run go away. Tell him don't come and test. Tell him don't come and test. Let him know the champion.